Psychic Mist Paranormal Network.
Hi, this is Cher with Psychic Mist. Today I want to talk to you about spiritual warfare. There are so many other things that I could have talked to you about today, but because of this whole coronavirus thing, I thought it might be a really good time to maybe squeeze this one in since it's more important than you might think. And no, I'm not going to sit there and talk all about the coronavirus. It's just a small part in a much bigger picture. So here's a little something I want you to ponder. Watch all these little glowing lights fall down. Some of them sparkle and grow brighter, and some of them just fade and fizzle out. Which are you? Are you one of those little lights that grow brighter or darker? The little lights that go brighter, well, you might be a light worker. The little lights that grow darker, maybe you just prefer the dark side. Or maybe none of that applies to you, but if you're watching this, I have the feeling that one of these apply to you. If you consider yourself a light worker, then this video will impact you the most. If you are a dark worker, then please don't take offense to anything in this. Most of you are not engaged in spiritual warfare. If you are, like I said, no offense, and to each their own. But this video is fully intended to try to make this world a little better because it needs all the help it can get. And I think that you'll agree. I mean, we all have to live here, light or dark. The universe is certainly an amazing place. Scientists have been struggling to understand its nature for millennia. But the scientific view is only a surface aspect which took a turn for the better with the discovery of the quantum field. This field comprises a spiritual facet which reverts back to the great Nikola Tesla when he famously said, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries of its existence." And we all know how brilliant that mind was. The multiverse is a macro-formulate duality affectation of sorts, or in other words, it is the yin-yang that everything in the multiverse is comprised of opposites, or more accurately, two sides of the same coin, ensuring balance by cycling through changes and balancing energy. Sometimes in order to balance, a violent occurrence will take place, just as it does on our planet. This type of violent incidence cleanses or annihilates something out of balance. So there are all different types of life/death, equilibrium/stasis going on consistently. The very foundation of our created existence, as far as our current life is affected, stems deeply into what we don't know about creation. You see the duality, or the yin-yang, in our creation, which is creator versus current ruler. Warning, sensitive information to follow. The Creator banished disobedient angels to earth, where they're given rule over it and its people. This information is in the Bible, so it stands to reason that this earth is ruled by evil, for those of you that need a religious view. It is a harsh, toxic, and horrifying world that we all share with each other. All of us, no matter who you are in a constant battle to bring more light into your life and into this world. It is plain to see all around us. This world is spiraling quickly out of control. The ones who rule are evil, and the people are kept busy, blinded, and or ignorant to the truth. This is the present day true macro world that we call home. There are light workers and dark workers with all kinds of skills and specialties. Just as the light worker used their skills to bring more light into this obviously unbalanced world of ours and helping people and the planet, dark workers use their skills to bring in more darkness. There are varying degrees of light and dark, so not all light workers are helping to raise the vibration of the planet, and not all dark workers are lowering the planet's vibration. There are things that some dark workers can do that would shock you. It seems to be stuff right out of a horror movie, and you might think that it would be something that just isn't possible to even exist or to be real. Let me assure you that this is all very real. Now please note and be aware that I am narrowing this down to a specific group of dark workers. So if you're a dark worker who is not engaged in what I'm speaking of, please know that this is not about you. There are dark workers that work closely with demons, and together they are capable of incredible and frightful things. Whether you want to believe it or not, this world is ruled by evil, and I'm not just talking about government or secret world leaders. God gave Satan rule over the earth, but this world is ruled by demonic sources of several types, a partially collaborated and also opposing effort in a tug-of-war similarity. These special types of dark workers are capable of things beyond your imagination, destroying places and lives. They do this through spiritual means or out-of-body methods. If people are capable of such superhuman feats, can you even begin to imagine what a demonic being could do? Trust me when I tell you that demons are literally everywhere. Lightworkers help people, and some feel attracted to help the earth and animals. This is a wonderful thing, and in a world this screwed up, anybody willing to bring a little light in is much needed. Lightworkers use a gentle approach, counseling others, doing readings, energy healings, and prayers, and of course it is not limited to these things alone. Bringing light into a dark world is even more difficult to do because the light gets swallowed up into the dark very quickly. So the light worker is actually having to work very hard for minimal results. There is another kind of light worker that takes an aggressive approach, and this is the light warrior. A light warrior fights against dark energies. This is called engaging in spiritual warfare. An exorcist, for example, is engaged in spiritual warfare against a semi-manifested dark energy, or in more direct terms, a demonic energy. This type of light warrior works mostly within the physical realm. A more popular type of light warrior and a much more powerful one are those engaged in spiritual warfare that take place in various spatial domains and realms. It is an all-out war of the non-physical kind, but it does affect the physical. Just as what you do today affects your future, what you do in the spiritual affects the physical. When I refer to spiritual warfare, I am not implying anything religious, although some Christians fight dark energies in the name of their God utilizing the armor of God. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Light warriors usually do not engage in battle with dark workers. It is usually with the demons that the dark workers deploy. There are other entities and energies of darkness that wreak havoc on this world and attack people, called a spiritual or psychic attack. These attacks can be a one-time occurrence, but this is unusual. Usually they start out mild and steadily increase in intensity as the dark energy takes on a stronghold on your own energy. Keep in mind, this is child's play to a demon or dark entity. Happy people can become depressed, develop anxiety, and even health and or money issues, for example. Some people's personalities morph or transform into a variety of negative characteristics. If demons and other dark entities, including the power that runs our planet, continually work day and night, 24 hours a day, every day, all the time, it is quite amazing that it took this long for the events of Earth to reach this level of adversity. Things were bad for decades, but if you look back into history, there have always been belligerents, which is natural considering the nature of the human creature. However, it doesn't take an Einstein IQ to realize how quickly things have gone to hell, literally. From this point on, I believe we are going to see an increase in disaster, hardship, and diminishing health at a much faster pace. The world's greatest affliction is imprecation through a huge part of the existence of the human race, which is the part we cannot see. Just like the micro world of the quantum, there are dimensions all around us containing creatures you can't imagine. If you don't believe in magic, psychic phenomena, or dark creatures, then the powers that be have trained you just the way they wanted. Christians and many other religions practice spiritual warfare. While it is very much a battle between light warrior and the dark forces, there are many facets, intentions, and objectives for partaking in spiritual warfare, not to mention the methods used to do so. Anyone can participate in spiritual warfare, both light warriors and dark warriors, and don't let age fool you. More on that shortly. Just as with any skill, though, knowledge and practice makes your efforts more effective, but learning protection techniques is a must. Even if you are disabled, depending on the disability, you can still learn spiritual warfare. There are beings, both incarnate and in spirit, that are on this earth or in its element, that keep constant evaluation on the progression of severity and volume of darkness. They also take into consideration the countermeasures being exhibited and executed by its inhabitants. They take this information over a designated period of time to initiate a conviction apropos of the earth as a biological existence and its people. They do this to induce celestial karma and predestination. This alone is one of the most substantial reasons for spiritual warfare. As many of you know, I've always had a very unique paranormal life. During my preteen years, I had a visitation from Lucifer, and it was certainly memorable, something I won't ever forget. It was a sort of initiation, as the dark side was looking for a new recruit. Since spiritual law prevents fallen angels and demons from confiscating a soul, it gave me the free will to choose my fate. However, that doesn't stop them from trying again, and they certainly didn't stop trying. It was about a month after my visitation from Lucifer that I was under spiritual attack, and then after that, it was about 2 weeks that I started fighting demons, and I've been fighting demons ever since. This has been going on in my life for decades now, and Lucifer still makes his presence known to me every here and again, as well as a few other high-ranking demons, and it's been spiritual warfare ever since. More now than ever, light warriors need to come together and start collaborating in effort to counter the opposition. But light warriors are few and far between. We need light workers to step up and join the fight. We need light warrior organization and to pull together to combat what is literally what created this world of calamity in the first place. If you are a light worker, will you step up to become a warrior of the light and help us save our planet, the one that we all share together? This is Cher, and from one light warrior to another, Hakari no Senshi. Extrema universae lumen bellator. Have a nice night.